Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Happy 4th of July to you. It's Independence Day today.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is indeed. Coming up, we're going to speak to a man who's more patriotic than Uncle Sam riding a bald eagle. We're going to be talking to Charlie. Tuesdays with Charlie. Wouldn't you say that's a good description?
I don't know if there's a patriotic bone in his entire body.
Well, he knows if we asked him which colors are on the flag, he'd get those
He'd
three
probably
right.
know those.
Red, white, and blue, for those of you that don't. So, but we will be chatting with him later in the program I wonder if it'll be a 4th of July edition. Do you think? Or do you think he knows enough stuff about 4th of July?
I sincerely doubt it.
Think he'll have some fart jokes in there somewhere? Usually those kind of things sneak in. Anyway, I have a quote for you today from one of our presidents. He said, "America was not built on fear. America was built on courage, on imagination, and an unbeatable determination to do the job at hand." Harry S. Truman. There you go. On this 4th of July. And he was from Independence, Missouri, which is neat, on this Independence Day.
John and Heidi.
Many people make extra money working from home. They find a product and they market it to earn extra income. I know what you're thinking. I just don't have the time or personality to do sales. Well, you don't have to. We have a business builder program to make our program super easy. You can sign up for this work from home business and let us help you build it. We run ads on radio stations like this one, and we help people like you learn how to earn extra monthly income. Call us toll free at 1-800-975-7592. See how easy it can be to have your own business. 1-800-975-7592.
Today is a special day, Heidi. You know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, the 4th of July. It is Independence Day in the good old U.S. of A. It is also International Worm Races Day today in Clear Lake, California.
Worm races?
Yeah, you can bring your own worms or you can use one of their highly trained worms.
Do they test them for steroids?
Apparently they do. Also, the world's greatest lizard race is run today in Lovington, New Mexico. You catching on here? It's a good day to race critters, apparently. Annual sidewalk egg frying contest is held today in Oatman, Arizona. Today is Independence Day, but it's also Independence from Meat Day, and that's put on by a vegetarian group. It's also Independence from Vegetarians Day, put on by me. That's not really today, but I'm going to squeeze that one in there. It is also Boombox Parade Day today, and it is Indivisible Day. But I was so excited because at first I thought it was Invisible Day. I was like, oh, today's the day I'm going to be invisible. No, not quite. Indivisible.
John and Heidi.
It's 2017. Are you still getting your movies and TV the way we did last century? Quit overpaying for old technology. For just $20 per month, you get live news, live sports, live channels filled with movies, and more, all for just $20 per month. You can also stream movies and TV shows, so you can binge watch every episode of your favorite TV show. Learn more now at channelsurfertv.com. Get movies and TV for a low monthly fee at channelsurfertv.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Have you ever watched the movie Independence Day?
Yes.
I knew you have because we watched it together. Good movie. It's got Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum and a bunch of other people in it.
Bill Pullman.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only reason I watched it.
Fantastic movie. But I have for you some things, some Independence Day facts from that movie.
Okay.
And some of these are just unbelievable. Like in the scene where Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum are being chased out of that alien mothership, that's
right
towards the end. Jeff says, "Must go faster, must go faster." Well, that same exact same line was also said by the exact same person in the movie Jurassic Park. He was riding in the back of a Jeep, getting chased by a T-Rex, in the same tone, the same emphasis, the same line, the same words, everything. He said, "Must go faster, must go faster." So he said the same exact thing, same line in two different movies. Do you think that's a coincidence, or do you think somebody was having fun there?
Nobody's ever really said Jeff Goldblum had a lot of range. He's pretty much the same character in every movie.
Yeah, a little bit. In the scene at the start, look carefully, just before Will notices the alien ship, all of his neighbors are packing up and leaving. There's a mailman delivering the mail to one of the neighbors. Always delivering, come rain or shine, or even aliens, apparently. So the mailman was still delivering his mail. Little boy who plays Dylan co-starred with Will once before. He played Will's youngest cousin, Nikki, on the television show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Didn't know that. There's several references to other science fiction movies in Independence Day. When Jeff Goldblum turns on his computer, a voice says, "Good morning, Dave," which is a reference to the film 2001. I think that's 2001: A Space Odyssey. It says, the humans are out of missiles in the final battle except for Randy Quaid. Oh, yeah, he was in the movie, too.
I
and then
love
he
Randy
crashed.
Quaid.
Well, there's some problems with this. First off, a central control operator reports all of the missiles have been fired, indicating that they can monitor all the planes, but somehow Quaid's missiles escaped their notice. They're saying, I've got a long paragraph of a bunch of things that are wrong with that particular scene. I'm not even going to go into all of that. Anyway, let's just say a lot of errors with that particular thing. And then the last thing that I'm going to get to here is when the First Lady is hopping in the helicopter to fly out of L.A., another helicopter is nearby. It flies past a building that has a large IBM logo on it. People are standing on top of that building, giving the impression that it is one of the first buildings to blow up. Remember, the movie was sponsored by Apple. So there you go.
Okay.
Interesting scenes in the movie from Independence Day. And today is the real Independence Day.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. Well, let's say a brain on drugs would be the only way this kind of thing would happen. William Vines rushed to a New York City police station and told the officer on duty that two men in a BMW tried to cut him off in traffic and waved a gun at him. In fact, he thought they were still waiting for him outside. When the officer went out to check the situation, they found two men trying to break into the trunk of his car, right in front of the police station. After arresting the men, the officer decided to figure out what they were going after in the trunk. Guess what they were going after?
What?
A bunch of drugs.
Oh,
Mr. Williams maybe shouldn't have gone to the police. In his trunk was about $500,000 worth of cocaine.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Hey, these guys cut me off and they're waving guns at me. And I think they're outside right now trying to steal my drugs. Yeah, he got to sit in the cell right next to him. I'm sure that went really well. Coming up, we have your moment of duh. It's explosive for this 4th of July.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. And it's an explosive one because today is the 4th of July. Kansas City resident John Hansen was celebrating the 4th of July with several of his friends by shooting off fireworks. The group got a little loud and rowdy, and the neighbors called the police. Since it's illegal to have fireworks in the city, one of the friends hid them before the police arrived. Finding nothing illegal, the police told the group to just keep the noise down, and they left. End of story, right? No, about 3 a.m., John got hungry, went into the kitchen to warm up some lasagna. That's when he figured out where his friend had hidden all the fireworks in the oven. He only found out after his kitchen
preheated
was blown to bits. Always look in the oven before you start it, by the way. That's just a safety tip there from Uncle John.
Do you, though?
I do.
Don't.
I always do, because there have been a couple of times, where I have forgotten things in the oven.
Why would you leave anything in the oven?
Because what I've done is, like, I'll make more than I need to eat all at once, so I have it, and then I'll leave it in the oven to kind of, like, keep it warm, and then I forget it. I've done the same thing on the grill. I've had burgers on the grill. I'm like, oh, you know what? The grill is still warm. I'm going to just leave these out here and keep them warm. Then I go out to cook the next time. I'm like, oh, hey.
Hockey pucks.
3 burgers out here from last Tuesday. All right. So I guess that would be my moment of duh.
John and Heidi.
I'm John Small. Ever since I was a little fat kid, my nickname has been Big John Small. Well, I decided it was time to do something about that. When I first stepped on the scale, a little over a month ago, it said overload. That was kind of scary. After about a week, it said 336. Then a week later, 326. Now, less than 316. I've lost over 20 pounds in about a month, and I did it with a delicious pink drink. It's been super easy, and if you'd like to try it for free, go to the website pinkdrinkfree.com. They'll mail you some free samples and the details on how to get more if you like it. That's pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your scoop of the day. Instead of a bunch of random stories, today everything is going to have something to do with the celebration that we have here today with Independence Day. So first we've got some flag etiquette tips. You ready for this?
Sure.
Display the flag only between sunrise and sunset on buildings and stationary flag staffs. The flag may be displayed for 24 hours a day, but it must be illuminated in the darkness. We actually had to take our flag down because, I don't know,
our
it
light
keeps
burned
burning out.
Well, it's on. It was on 24 hours a day for a while there. Your little sensor was turned
I think
upside
my
down.
sensor's in the shade. Do not display the flag in inclement weather. So if it's raining out, you're supposed to get the flag out of the rain.
Oh, that's something we don't do.
I know. Now we know. Whether displaying the flag vertically or horizontally, make sure the canton of the stars is visible in the upper left-hand side. So you want to make sure that the stars are upper left-hand. Do not let the flag touch the ground. That should go without saying.
Yep.
An unstable flag that is damaged and worn can no longer be displayed. It should be destroyed in a dignified way by first separating the stars from the stripes using a knife or scissors, and then burning the separation of the stars and the stripes, meaning it ceases to be a flag, at which point you're burning it. Here's what we do. We take it to the VFW because they'll, at least around here, they do that, and hopefully they do that everywhere. If the flag is flown upside down, it is a signal of distress.
A nation in distress.
It says, I need help, I'm in trouble. And there are people who do that to, try to prove a point. But if you're doing that, that's saying, hey, draw attention to me, come and help me. So don't do that unless you actually want attention. If you do that and then you get the attention, don't complain that you're getting the attention. When flown at half staff, the flag is raised to the top of the flagpole and then lowered to half staff. When it is taken down, the flag is again raised to the top and then brought back down. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Now I know that. When not on display, the flag should be respectfully folded into a triangle symbolizing the tricorn hats worn by colonial soldiers in the Revolutionary War.
I knew that, and I know how to fold a flag.
You do,
properly.
and I do as well. Now, here's some flag facts for you that you might not realize. Betsy Ross only sewed the first American flag, supposedly, but it's not clear who actually designed it. Now, she sewed one, and it might not even have been the first one. She designed one of the early flags. Experts at the Betty Ross house suggest it was Francis Hopkinson, and there's some evidence to prove that. He's a New Jersey delegate to the Continental Congress. He's also a signer of the Declaration of Independence, and there was a bill from him to the Congress for designing the flag that was never paid, so officially his family owns the flag, really. The Betsy Ross story didn't come around till right before 1876, when it was the 100th anniversary, and her grandson was profiting from selling official Betsy Ross flags. So that is something that we're all taught as kids. It's become, just commonplace knowledge that Betsy Ross sewed the first American flag, but there are actually some very intelligent historians who will say, no, not at all.
So much.
She sewed one. She sewed flags. She was a flags person back early in the founding of our country, but there's no proof that she had anything to do with the first one. The flag has 13 stripes representing the original 13 colonies, 7 red, 6 white. In the upper left corner, a navy blue field with 50 white stars that represent today's current 50 states. There's no official designation or meaning for the color on the flag. There's no recording stating why the red, white, and blue were chosen for the flag. There is, however, when the Great Seal of the United States was chosen, white was listed as purity and innocence, red for valor and hardiness, blue for vigilance, perseverance, and justice. But those did not come out at the same time as the flag. That came later. And then, finally, folk tales say that George Washington interpreted the flag in this way. The stars were taken from the sky. The red was taken from the British colors. The white stripes signified the secession from the home country. So that's the earliest interpretation of our flag. So there you go. Today is a special day, not just for that flag, but for each and every one of us who breathe air in our lungs in the greatest nation on the face of the planet, in my opinion. Thank you so much for being here and being free. And stick around. We got more fun stuff on the way on this Independence Day edition of the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
I know it's hot out now. It's the middle of summer.
But imagine how cold it will be in November.
That's when we're going to go to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic.
We'd love it if you'd join us.
There's a week-long event called 80s in the Sand with a bunch of great music from bands like Loverboy, Starship, Night Ranger, and more.
Plus, you get to meet 80s icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and so many more.
If you'd like to join us for this great time, go to 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to save $200 per person.
That's 80sinthesand.com. And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
How you doing, Charlie?
Hey, this is July 1st or whatever, or 3rd or 4th.
It's the 4th of July.
It's the 4th of July.
Independence Day. Yes, it is.
Well, we shot all the firecrackers off the other day.
Yeah, we did them on the 1st of July. I think that's why you're confused.
I was born confused.
Well, what kind of cool stuff are we going to learn about today?
Hey, did you know that if Americans stopped drinking soda every day, 2 million cases of diabetes could be prevented by 2020.
Really?
So it's the soda that's causing diabetes.
That's what it is.
No, now we know.
Don't drink that stuff. It's not good for you.
Apparently not.
Hey, 30 years ago, you had about 17 minutes to escape a house fire.
Yeah.
Today, it's down to 3 to 4 minutes.
Oh, wow. Why is that? Everything's more flammable?
Must be.
Huh.
They're not building them as good as they used to.
Wow. That's not good.
No.
No, that's not good.
Something we could work on there.
That's a public service announcement right there.
I don't know about that, because if that's the case, then why is it always the old houses that people are dying in house fires?
I don't know.
Well, they're taking 18 minutes to get out of them.
Apparently. They probably have this false sense of security thinking, well, I got plenty of time. It's an older house.
Hey, did you know you like ramen noodles, or is that how you pronounce it?
I do not like those at all.
I do. I think they're pretty good.
I love them.
Yeah.
Ramen noodles is now the most popular traded item in U.S. prisons.
Yeah, I actually have heard that.
Used to be cigarettes. Now it's ramen noodles.
Yeah, and the guy that I talked to, he said they refer to them as soups.
Well, how do they make them? They can't boil water.
Why can't they?
Do they have little stoves in their cells? How are they supposed to make the ramen noodles? They have microwaves?
Microwaves, probably.
Hey, prisoners are
Crafty.
They know what to do.
Oh, yeah.
Ramen noodles is probably a walk in the park.
Those things are gross. And they are so not good for you. Super
I think
high in sodium.
Delicious. And our son likes them with Spam, so there you go.
A little good old fried Spam sandwich and some ramen noodles.
I saw a comedian one time who said they should change the name of those things to Help, I Can't Afford Dinner.
You idiot.
I didn't say it. I just thought it was funny.
Hey, most toilets in Hong Kong are flushed with seawater in order to conserve the city's scarce fresh water resources.
That's a good idea.
Well, yeah, because there's plenty of that water.
There's plenty of water in the sea.
So you must have to plumb your house 2 different ways.
Apparently.
That's a good idea, though.
That's a very good idea. As long as you're not flushing it back out into the sea.
Okay, the phrase, I never said she stole my money, has 7 different meanings depending on which word is stressed when you speak it aloud.
Really? I never said she stole her money. I never said she stole her money. I never said she stole the money.
That's true. I never said she stole the money.
I never said she stole the money.
I never said she stole the money.
Wow. How crazy is that, Charlie?
Good thing there ain't 8 words in there, because then there'd be 8 different meanings.
And
That's fascinating.
And it would have taken us a lot longer to go through them all.
Hey, and then I got one last thing here for you.
Okay.
You've played that game, rock, paper, scissors.
I have.
Do you know there's a tournament in Las Vegas that you can get in, and the winner gets $50,000?
$50,000 for playing rock, paper, scissors?
Yep.
All right, I'm in.
I think I saw Cousin Eddie playing that on Vegas Vacation.
Oh, that was Guess Which Hand.
Lost the first round.
Dang it. I got to get in on that action. You ready for a question, Charlie?
I think I got the answer.
All right. Since it is the 4th of July, I figured I'd ask a 4th of July question.
Oh, God, here we go.
Only one U.S. president was born on the 4th of July. Do you know who that was?
Andrew Jackson.
No, it was Calvin Coolidge. He was our 30th president. He was born on July 4th, 1872. You know, there were 3 presidents that died on the 4th of July?
Really?
Yeah, they both died. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson both died on July 4th, 1826, so the 50th anniversary of our Declaration of Independence. And then James Monroe died on July 4th, 1831. So there you go.
Well, I'll be darned.
Now you know.
Fascinating.
He's speechless. Mind blown. Well, Charlie, it was nice chatting with you. We'll talk to you again next week.
Well, if you don't get blown up tonight,
I'll try not to.
made it through the other night, this would be a walk in the park.
Yes, absolutely. Well, everybody be safe out there. You too, Charlie.
Okay, bye, Flop.
Bye, Daddy.
My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can with a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
John and Heidi.
Are you enjoying your summer, or are you worrying about this fall and how you're going to pay for college? A few years ago, a young man named Matthew was having those same worries. Then he went to work to find as many grants and scholarships as he could find, and he got a $70,000 top-rate education for free. Now he's showing you how to do it too. FreeEducationUniversity.com can help you find ways to get your schooling paid for, and right now you can get this information for less than half the regular price. Use promo code RADIO1000 to save $1,000 at FreeEducationUniversity.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Independence Day was first observed in Philadelphia on July 8th, 1776. It wasn't until 1941 that Congress officially declared July 4th a federal legal holiday. So up until 1941, we had been, that's the day people were celebrating. But the first, if you want to really trip somebody up and ask him when was the first Independence Day celebrated, most people would think it was July 4th, but it wasn't. It was July 8th, 1776. And if you look on right over there, we have a copy of the Constitution hanging on our wall, or the Declaration of Independence, rather. Got the Constitution, too. But you'll see on there, it says, in Congress, July 4th, 1776. So that's the reason we celebrate that day. But only 2 people signed the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. Oh, I forgot to say fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Only 2 people signed on the 4th of July. John Hancock, who's got that giant signature on there. He was the first one to sign that big old scribble. Everybody else put smaller. Charles Thompson was the second one on there. Everybody else signed on August 2nd, most of them, but the final signature wasn't until 5 years later. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The Star-Spangled Banner was originally written on the back of an envelope. It was during the bombing of Baltimore's Fort McHenry in 1814. Now, there are some people who think that was from the Revolutionary War. It was not. It was from
Wonder where that envelope is now.
Probably in National Archives or somewhere. I don't know. A couple of good fun facts for you right there. Brought to you by pinkdrinkfree.com. Not just another diet, it's a way of life. pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
I'm John Small. Ever since I was a little fat kid, my nickname has been Big John Small. Well, I decided it was time to do something about that. When I first stepped on the scale, a little over a month ago, it said overload. That was kind of scary. After about a week, it said 336. Then a week later, 326. Now, less than 316. I've lost over 20 pounds in about a month, and I did it with a delicious pink drink. It's been super easy, and if you'd like to try it for free, go to the website pinkdrinkfree.com. They'll mail you some free samples and the details on how to get more if you like it. That's pinkdrinkfree.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Sad but true, some U.S. teens struggle with American history, Heidi. When you were a kid, did you pay attention in history class?
I did not.
I know that you did not because you've told me that. We've watched the TV show Drunk History, and you said, now, if my teacher would have been drunk,
oh my gosh,
probably would have paid attention.
I would have never missed class, ever, ever, ever. I would have looked forward to that class every single day.
That is a really fun show, by the way, if you've never seen it.
Pretty sure I had a English teacher that was intoxicated a lot of times.
Explains a lot about your grammar. A nationwide telephone survey found that 1 in 5 U.S. teens, they don't know from which country we declared our independence from. I don't know the right way to say that, but they don't know that it was England that we were leaving. 22% responded to the survey, commissioned by the Colonial Williamsburg Foundation, by the way, did not know the answer was England. 14% thought that it was France.
What?
It gets worse. 1 in 10 did not know that George Washington was our first president.
Oh my gosh.
This is teens today, right now, right here. 17% did not know there were 13 original colonies.
Oh my gosh.
15% did not know the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. You're like, whoa, why? Maybe that explains why we shoot off all those fireworks that day.
Wow.
Nearly 1 in 4 did not know who fought in the Civil War. 13% thought it was the United States and England, by the way. So that's kind of scary. 70%, oh, by the way, it was the North versus the South. Just for those of you who don't know. It was a civil war. It was our nation fighting against each other. 70% of Americans know there are 50 stars on the flag, but 10% think there are 52 stars. 38% don't know the national anthem is the Star-Spangled Banner. 6% think the national anthem is God Bless America. 3% think that it's America the Beautiful. 40% don't know the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776, and 12% think the first president was Abe Lincoln. Others
my gosh.
think that it was Ben Franklin, who was never a president. So we've got a generation that needs to crack open a history book. And today would be a great day to have a conversation with your offspring. If you've got children or grandchildren you're going to be with today, make sure you teach them at least the bare essentials so they know why we're shooting stuff off tonight. I think that's a good idea.
John and Heidi.
It's 2017. Are you still getting your movies and TV the way we did last century? Quit overpaying for old technology. For just $20 per month, you get live news, live sports, live channels filled with movies, and more, all for just $20 per month. You can also stream movies and TV shows, so you can binge watch every episode of your favorite TV show. Learn more now at channelsurfertv.com. Get movies and TV for a low monthly fee at channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Tonight is a night where a lot of people will be shooting off fireworks. Now, if it's legal to do it where you live, I hope you're doing it. If it's not legal, go somewhere where it is legal, or just go watch the fireworks that the community puts on. But to help celebrate the 4th of July, the Consumer Product Safety Commission and the National Council on Fireworks Safety offer the following safety tips. Always read and follow label directions, of course. Have an adult present, absolutely. Always buy from a reliable fireworks dealer. Yeah, not out of the trunk of a car or a van down by the gas station or whatever. Always light fireworks outdoors. Never, ever, ever do one inside. Bad idea. Always have water handy. When we were doing our fireworks, did you notice what I did, Heidi?
You had a bucket of water?
I did, and I had the hose strung all the way over. It wasn't turned on, but I had the hose at the ready, just in case. Never experiment or attempt to make your own fireworks. Bad idea. Light one at a time. Don't do a thing where you're saying, okay, I'm going to wire all these together and see what happens. Bad plan. Never reignite a firework that didn't work. If it didn't work, it didn't work. Don't try to light it and say, well, I'm going to see if I can jam this in and make it. No, just walk away. Never give fireworks to small children. Store your fireworks in a cool, dry place. Dispose of them properly. Never throw fireworks at a person. Never carry fireworks in your pocket. And always obey local laws all the time. Doesn't matter where you bought them. What matters is where you're shooting them off. So make sure you're obeying the local laws. And a couple of tips right there for this 4th of July on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening on Independence Day. This is a big travel time, Heidi. There's a lot of folks that travel to go see friends and family. There's reunions going on right now.
Absolutely.
It's a big time for that kind of stuff. Well, I have some fuel-saving tips for 4th of July weekend. So if you're going to be out and about cruising around, and I guess we're kind of towards the tail end of the weekend now, visit friends. It's kind of funny to say tail end of the weekend on a Tuesday, but there's a lot of people that got Monday off and they have today off. So it was a nice big long weekend for them. But if you want some fuel-saving tips, maybe visit people in Oklahoma because they have the cheapest gas in the country right now.
What is it?
I have no idea, but it just said they don't tell me. They just say how it's cheapest there. Have your license revoked and make somebody else drive.
Wow.
Maybe become an agoraphobic and don't leave the house at all. These are stupid tips. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Sell your car and buy a skateboard. What am I? Should I even finish reading these?
No.
All right. Last one is actually kind of funny. It says, learn how to siphon, but don't do that. I've got a fun siphoning story I'll have to share another time. Coming up, we're going to talk about pets. Yeah, our dog's been freaking out. I think our dog has PTSD after the last couple of days.
She's just been a wreck.
Oh, we're going to chat more about that in a bit.
John and Heidi.
I know it's hot out now. It's the middle of summer.
But imagine how cold it will be in November.
That's when we're going to go to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic.
We'd love it if you'd join us.
There's a week-long event called 80s in the Sand with a bunch of great music from bands like Loverboy, Starship, Night Ranger, and more.
Plus, you get to meet 80s icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and so many more.
If you'd like to join us for this great time, go to 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to save $200 per person.
That's 80sinthesand.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Pets and pyrotechnics don't typically go hand in hand. They just don't. Wouldn't be the 4th of July without the celebration of some fireworks booming in the sky. But for your pets, this holiday is frightening and is absolutely confusing because they have no idea what's going on. They don't celebrate the 4th of July like we do. They do it, shivering and cowering under a bed or behind a sofa. At least that's what ours do. To ensure your pet stays safe, here are some safety tips. Keep your small pets indoors, at home, in a safe, sheltered area. Turn on the radio or a television for noise distraction so they don't even notice.
That's what we've been doing.
Yeah. Never leave your pets alone outdoors, even if they're tethered to a fence or in a fenced-in backyard, because when there's all that noise, they will go to great lengths to get out of there. Mm-hmm. Chew a hole in the fence. They'll
Understandably. Can you imagine how confusing that must be for them?
Do not take your pets to a fireworks show or leave them in the car unattended. If you must provide or if you must be outside with your pet, be sure to keep them on a leash or in a carrier. And again, it's best to leave them at home, though. Protect your animals from children who may not realize that waving sparklers or setting off, safe firecrackers could upset your family pet. Make sure your pet's ID tags are current, too, because this is a time when, again,
they run off.
They
get
do,
scared.
because they're freaking out and they're trying to hide. So it's a really easy time to get, have a dog or a cat that skedoodles on you. If you do have a dog or a cat that is extremely fearful or stressed easily, talk to your veterinarian about a sedative, because they actually have some things that you can feed them. It's a little treat that they eat that just makes them really happy. And they're like,
we
hey,
really
man.
probably should have gotten some prescription ones for Mandy.
We probably should have. She'd be like, man, this is such a great, I don't know what's going on. This is such a great
We should have
treat,
done
man. I don't know why she would talk that way, but anyway, moving on. The last thing, horses may need to be sedated. Never would have thought of that. Make sure all sharp objects are removed from their enclosure. If you have stalls, keep them in their stalls rather than outside. And again, I would crank up some music in the stalls too. That does work really well. A couple of fun little tips right there for pets and pyrotechnics.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We always like to wrap things up with good news, and today I actually have some good news, but it's different kind of good news. We're going to talk about something patriotic once again. This is something that I did not know. I'm learning this today as well. Have you ever wondered why the American flag is folded 13 times? Now, of course, it represents the 13 colonies, but the first fold of our flag is a symbol of life. The second fold is a symbol of our belief in eternal life. The third fold is made in honor of remembrance of the veterans departing our ranks who gave a portion of their life for the defense of our country to attain peace throughout the world. The fourth fold represents our weaker nature. For as American citizens, trusting in God, it is to Him we turn it to in times of peace as well in times of war for His divine guidance. The fifth fold is a tribute to our country. The sixth fold, I got to skip some things and kind of cruise through this. Sixth fold is where our hearts lie. The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is through our armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against all of her enemies, whether they be found within or without the boundaries of our new republic. Within or without? I never heard of that. Within or outside of is, I guess, how I would have said it. The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day, to honor Mother, for whom it flies on Mother's Day. The ninth fold is a tribute to womanhood. The 10th fold is a tribute to the Father. The 11th fold, in the eyes of a Hebrew citizen, represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon, glorifies in their eyes the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th fold, in the eyes of a Christian citizen, when the flag is completely folded, the stars are the uppermost, reminding us of our nation's motto, "In God we trust." After the flag is completely folded, it is tucked in and takes on the appearance of a hat like they wore during the Revolutionary War. It says, next time you see a flag ceremony honoring someone, whether it's at a funeral or wherever you might see that, now you know what those 13 folds mean. At least you know the first 12. And I think the 13th one is where they're talking about tucking that in. So, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to see this entire list, because I had to cruise through it pretty darn quick, and I knew I would, I did post this at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Time now for a bonus break on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Sunny Radio, where it's always in the 80s. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show this morning. It is Independence Day. We got a big celebration tonight in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and something special that we're going to be doing tonight. We've got some special guests that will be joining us to sing the national anthem, and they're also going to be singing after the fireworks. We have the Singing-Contractors, and you've probably seen them on YouTube. If not, you've probably seen them shared around on Facebook. They're all over the place. I've got the guys on the line right now, Josh and Aaron. How are you guys doing?
Hey, we're good.
Well, we're excited to have you guys in Sioux Falls tonight. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Now, where are you folks actually from? You're not from the Sioux Falls area. Where are you actually from?
We're actually from Indianapolis, Indiana area.
And now you had a big show in Virginia the other day, so you're driving here from all the way from Virginia?
Yeah, we left there at 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, Moneta, Virginia, and we have been driving nonstop. And still driving. Going to get there.
Oh, you'll be here. We'll make sure we see you here, and we're excited to have you guys perform. Now, the Singing Contractors. You guys were contractors, building homes, and how did you discover that you were talented singers, and how did that whole Singing Contractors part come along?
Wow. Well, me and Aaron, we were over 13, and we didn't start working together till we were 5 or 6 years ago, and we kind of knew that both of us could carry a tune in a bucket, I guess. And so when we get on the job site, we would strike up a song and sing. And so one day, Aaron got the bright idea to say, "Hey, let's record it and video it and put it on Facebook." And I said no. So we went in the back room and did it anyway.
Now, the thing that's neat, when you guys are on these job sites, a lot of the time these homes are under construction and there's nothing else in there. So you got all this echo and all this sound, and you wouldn't think that would be a good place to record a song, but they turn out beautifully. So you must be onto something there. You got the right acoustics going for you, don't you?
Oh, it's unbelievable. You take a drywall, concrete floor, no carpet, it's perfect. And that works for us, so we can almost use that as a studio.
Absolutely. Now, tonight, when folks are watching the fireworks at the WH Lion Fairgrounds, I want to remind everybody it's free, so come out and join us. We'd love to have you out here tonight. When they're at the fairgrounds tonight, and they're going to see you guys sing the national anthem before the fireworks, and then you're going to be singing. What type of music will you be singing after the fireworks tonight?
Well, we're gonna do a little bit of everything. We're gonna do some patriotic songs. We're also gonna sing some country gospel songs, and got some fun stuff planned, so we're excited.
Well, we're excited to have you here. This is going to be a whole lot of fun, and I know you're making a long drive to get here, so we're excited to have you all the way in Sioux Falls, South Dakota for the event tonight. Now, for people who have not seen you online, where's the best place to go to get a really good idea of what the Singing Contractors are all about? Should they go to YouTube? Should they go to Facebook? Should they go right to your website? Where would be the best place?
Well, actually, all three of them you get a good idea, but, if you want to go to our website, it's the singingcontractors.com. Or Facebook, if anybody out there would like to, that's on Facebook, to like our page, and every time that we post a video or make a post, if you like our page, that will pop up on your Facebook feed, and you'll just basically find everything there is to know about the Singing Contractors. Also, you can hear our videos are on YouTube as well. So you can just feel like we're right there in your home. Tonight
is the big night in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. These guys, Josh and Aaron, the Singing Contractors, they will be performing a little bit before the fireworks, but then, like I said, they'll be doing some performing after the fireworks. And here's the beautiful thing about that. When there's other folks that are trying to leave, and you get all these cars bumping into each other trying to get out of there, you can sit there and be entertained, and you can enjoy the music, and then when you get in your car and leave, there'll be half as many cars driving away. So I think that's going to be really cool. We're excited to have you out there tonight, and thank you so much for coming out and being a part of this big event.
Hey, thank you guys. We appreciate it. Can't wait to be there. It's an honor for us.
Well, we're excited to have you here again. Josh and Aaron, the Singing Contractors, they'll be a part of the 50th annual Sioux Falls JC's 4th of July event. It's coming up tonight at the WH Lion Fairgrounds. You can get all of the details at fireworksinsouxfalls.com. And I've got a link to the Singing Contractors on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Sunny Radio. So if you're looking for them, you'll find them there. And then also, I want to remind you, if you don't make it to the fireworks tonight, if you've got something going on at your house, keep Sunny Radio on at the house there as well, because we'll be playing the patriotic music that the fireworks are synced up to. We'll be playing that over the radio. So even if you're not at the fairgrounds, you'll be able to see that. But you want to be there. Come be a part of it. It's free to get in, and we'd love to have you there. And you can even win $1,000. More details on that online as well. Facebook.com/Sunny Radio. We hope to see you tonight.